Welcome back, friends. So welcome to this session on 100 MCQs on transportation engineering. Yes. So every week or in an interval of 10 days, I am coming up with these sessions. So that is the importance of these sessions. Like before this, okay. 1 second. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So before this also we have conducted sessions for like top 50 MCQs for open channel flow. Yes. And then we had a session for what? Top 40 questions for cement. Yes. Before that we had session for 60 questions of strength of material. Okay. So these sessions I will be conducting in between. Why I am conducting the session? Okay. I'll let you know. Okay. This is my short introduction. You can go through this. Okay. Now I will explain you why we are conducting these sessions. Okay. Now we are conducting many sessions also, like we are conducting sessions for your GATE examination, right? Yes, we are conducting the most expected series. Yes, for GATE we are conducting what? Most expected series. Also we are conducting the formula series. Yes, formula series. Yes. Now many of you who are preparing for your GATE examination and ESE examinations are also preparing for what? For state exams and other examinations, right? Yes, we know that whenever we are preparing for GATE, what happens? Many examinations like your SSC JE, yes, your state AE, yes, your state AE, yes, these examinations are automatically targeted. These examinations are what? Automatically targeted. But we need to have some practice, right? We need to have some practice to understand how the knowledge which we get from the GATE sessions will help us to clear these examinations. So whenever you see in this particular series, or we can say sessions, whenever I conduct such sessions, like you see, when I conduct such sessions like top 100 MCQs, okay, or top 50 MCQs, okay, or top 60, top 80, top 75, like this, whenever you see on this particular channel, okay, that you understand that I will be solving questions in this session. Okay, we will be focusing less on theory. Theory means theoretical questions also we will solve. Yes, means I will not explain the things. We'll be more focusing on what? Solving the questions. And these questions will be helpful in which examinations? These questions will be helpful in your, first of all, in GATE they are very helpful. In GATE, all the 1 mark questions, yes, we know that in GATE we get around 25 1 mark questions, out of which what? 20 questions will be what? From civil, right? So I can say 20 marks straight will be what? 1 mark questions. Yes. So these sessions will help you in solving this GATE 1 mark questions, which are very straightforward, right? Also in GATE, when I consider 2 mark questions, in 2 mark questions also there are 2 types. In 2 marks questions also there are 2 types. One type of question is very straightforward and one question will be little conceptual, little lengthy. But all the straightforward question which are directly formula based, I can say straightforward question which will be what? Formula based, which will be formula based. Those type of questions you can easily solve by attending these sessions. So in these sessions we'll target these numericals and theoretical questions. Also, when it comes to 1 second, when it comes to your ESE examination, now it comes to ESE examination, good evening everyone, okay, good evening everyone, good evening Minhaj, Vivek, Akars, Ankit, Nikki, yes, good evening everyone. So whenever I am talking about ESE examination, in ESE examination we'll have 2 types of questions. One is again straightforward questions. One will be what? again straightforward questions. So all the straightforward questions of ESE examination you can easily answer by these sessions. Again, in ESE what happens? In ESE what happens that there are some questions which are what? Statement, yes, statements, yes. So if you understand many theories, okay, होती है क्या? That's what I'm explaining. Just wait some time, okay. When I'm explaining statements, then the directly act as what? Your ESE. Now coming to your state examination. Now it is a very big illusion among many students that I have to prepare separately for JKSSB. I have to prepare separately for TSPSC. Yes, I have to prepare separately for UPPSC. I have to prepare separately for MPPSC. Now tell me, all of you, just tell me that all these examinations, the questions of civil engineering, the GS might vary, but the questions of civil engineering will be same or different. Please tell me, etc. I'll write down. Tell me, for civil engineering, if you are discussing civil engineering, tell me the questions will be same or different. Tell me the questions will be same or different. Tell me. The questions will be same or different. They will be same. It's a humble request to all of you. Don't be any illusion that it will be different. It will be more or less same. So if you are attending these sessions, you will be benefited for these examinations. Get 1 mark questions, yes. Then get 2 mark questions straightforward, yes. Plus you will be also benefited for your SSC JEE, yes. And you will be also benefited for what? ESE straightforward questions. ESE also straightforward questions. You will be directly benefited, yes. So it is a very combined session, I can say. It is what? Very combined session of all the straightforward things of civil engineering, right? But when it comes to GATE, there are some questions which are more conceptual and more lengthy. For that we conduct separate sessions, right? We're conducting the marathon session, we're conducting the most expected sessions and many sessions. But apart from that, the straightforward questions which is common to GATE, ESE, SSC, JEE and all these examinations, I will be conducting regularly. So whenever I attend such, I'll conduct such sessions. Like many of you might have attended the RCC session, right? Open channel flow session, right? Now tell me, those sessions were for which examination? Can you tell me it is for which examination? If I ask you, like previous week we conducted open channel flow. Before that we conducted what? RCC. Before that week we conducted strength of material, and this week we are conducting transportation. Tell me, these examinations are for which one? Tell me. Comments went. Yeah. Okay. So it is for what? It is for all examinations. Yes, it is for all examinations. Yes. So that is what I am trying to say, that whenever I conduct such sessions, I request that you attend these sessions and it will benefit you for all the examinations. Okay. So thank you very much. Let us not waste any further time. So you all are ready, okay? So let us start the session. Today we will be solving 100 questions of transportation. So please be ready. Let us start the session, okay? Before that, some announcements. We are coming up with a Maha Marathon from 3rd of January, okay? From 3rd of January, all the subjects will be revised from 3rd of January. This will be exclusively for GATE examination, yes? And today Satyajeet Sir at 8 PM will be conducting a workshop for GATE 2024 students, okay? It will be on the app, so you can attend this, or you can tell your juniors to attend this session, okay? And also today 10:45 PM the whole team will be coming to announce the marathon, okay? Because marathon is going to start from tomorrow. So today we will be having this session where we'll be discussing that how GATE 2023 will be different from previous years, okay? So please attend this session today. Okay, so let us start the session. Okay, everybody is ready. Just once you write in the comment section that ready, then we'll start the session. Okay, And once you write everyone ready, then we'll start the session. Ready? Ready? Yes, very good. Okay, so I want everybody to answer very fast. First question, modulus of subgrade reaction is obtained at a deformation of. Modulus of subgrade reaction is obtained at a deformation of. At how much deformation? We conduct the plate load test, right? Then we apply a load, right? Then we find out. What? We find out the pressure at a certain deformation. What is the deformation? The deformation is how much? It is 1.25 mm. It is 1.25 mm. That is equal to, I can say, 0.125 centimeter. 0.125 centimeter, but in mm it is 1.25. So right answer is this. Next question. Okay. Next question. According to IRC recommendation, the absolute minimum radius for safe operation of a design speed of how much? 100 kilometer per hour. Yes. So they are asking you the absolute minimum radius. Whenever they tell about this, you have to use this equation. E plus F is equal to how much? B square by 127R, right? So from here I can say, if I ask you R minimum, that will be what? B square by 127 E max plus F max, right? Now B is given how much? B is given your how much? It is given as 100 kilometer per hour. Now E max is how much? If nothing is given, E max I will take how much? E max I will take as 0.07 for plain terrain, and F max is how much? F max is your 0.15. So if you put these values, how much are getting? You will be getting R minimum is equal to how much? See, now you can use the calculator. Okay, in many state examination they don't give you calculator. Okay, in many state examination they don't give you calculator. Okay, but you can use here for time being. So getting how much? 358. Straightforward, you should know this formula, right? Let us go to the next question. Tie bars are provided at, come on, answer this question. Tie bars are provided at, where we provide the tie bars? Where we provide the tie bars? If we have a rigid pavement like this, so where we provide the tie bars? Where we provide the tie bars? D, yes, we provide the, oh sorry, something happened, sorry. So we provide the tie bars where? We provide the tie bars. See, there are two types of joint here, right? There are two types of joint here. Something is problematic here in this particular. I am facing little trouble with the technical difficulty. So please bear with me. So I'm not able to edit this. Just wait for 1 minute. I'll just correct this. Now it is fine. Yeah. You see, there are two types of joint. Okay. There are two types of joint. This is what? This is your transverse joint, right? This is your transverse joint. And this is your longitudinal joint. This is your longitudinal joint, right? So we provide the tie bars in the longitudinal joint. We provide the tie bars in the longitudinal joint. And what we provide in the transverse joint? Can anybody tell me what we provide in the transverse joint? By the way, this is question number 3, na? Yes, it's the question number 3. This was question number 2. This was question number 1. Okay. So what we provide in the transverse joint? What is the problem with this software? I don't understand it. Again, some problem happened. Sorry for this. I don't know what is happening. It is happening. Why this is not coming like this? Okay. I'll use this one to change. Now it is fine. Thank you. This is what? This is your dowel bars. dowel bars in your transverse joint. Okay, chalo, next question. Question number 4. Tell me what's the right answer. Question number 4. Answer this question. Question number 4. Okay, question number 4. Answer this question. What's the right answer to this? Camber is provided. Now, design speed is also given. What is the minimum radius of curve beyond which super elevation is no needed? Now, what equation we use? Here, the super elevation is the camber. The super elevation is the camber, and this is which super elevation? This is the design super elevation. This is the design super elevation. So I will use the equation what? V square by 225R. Remember, see, it's very important that we use which equation, right? So from here I can say the camber is given how much? It is given 0.03. So 0.03 is equal to 80 square by 225R. So from here I can find out the R, and R is how much? 948. Okay. It's very important we know which equation to use. So whenever they say that camber is provided and that camber is sufficient and no super elevation is required, that means what? Your camber is equal to your design super elevation. Your camber is equal to design super elevation. Next question. Okay. Next question. Okay. Question number 4. Straightforward. Please answer this. Question number 4. Please answer this. This mouse this side. Sorry. Yeah. Question number 4. The answer is 4.5. For PCC, the maximum spacing of is 4.5. Okay. Oh my God. Today is very bad day. This is becoming very sensitive software. For RCC, it is 14 meter contraction joint. Very good. Next question. Question number 5. Answer this. Off tracking. Off tracking. Answer this. Off tracking. Off tracking. What is the value of off tracking? By the way, this is ESE 2022 question. This is ESE 2022 question. Those who think that ESE asks only tough question, then it is not. Other students, is the voice breaking? Is the voice breaking? Other students? Is the voice breaking? No? Okay. Okay. So this is nothing but L square by 2R. Off tracking is how much? L square by 2R. Straightforward, you see. As I told you before also, ladies and gentlemen, that many questions in the ESE examinations are straightforward questions. Yes, so this is how much? This is, you see, 6.5 whole square divided by 2 into 32. You will get how much? Approximately 0.66 meter. Yes, direct question. Next question. Which of the following statement is correct? Okay, some theory also, right? Question number 6. Come on, fast. We'll go little fast. We're going little slow now. We'll go little fast now. Come on. Which of the following statements are correct? B is correct. A is not correct. Warping stress is due to what? Daily variation of temperature. Warping stress is due to daily variation of temperature. Right? Frictional stresses are due to seasonal variation of temperature. And frictional stresses, if you see frictional stresses, what will happen? You see, this is a slab, right? Now what happens in the winter? What will happen? It will try to contract, right? It will try to contract. when it tries to contract, the friction between the slab and the subgrade below will try to oppose it. So this is what? Tensile stress. Understood? So this is tensile stress developed in what? Winter. This is the tensile frictional stress. This is the tensile frictional stress which arises in what? Winter. Why? Because the slab tries to contract, the friction will try to oppose it. So answer B is correct, but 1 is wrong because it is not due to daily. Warping is due to daily, not seasonal. Seasonal is what? This frictional stress is seasonal variation. Right? Understood this question? Very good. Next question. Question number 7. Okay, answer this. Very straightforward question on summit curve. On summit curve, length of summit curve. What is the length of summit curve? Direct formula? Yes. NS square by what? Tell me. 4.4 or 9.6? Tell me which formula I will use. 4.4 or 9.6? Length of summit curve. Which one I will use? Tell me. 4.4 I will use. I will use 4.4. Why? We use 4.4 for SSD, right? And 9.6 for your OSD. So use this and tell me what is, by the way, N here? N is the change in gradient. You see 3% up gradient, right? And then what is given? 5% down gradient means what? Minus 5%. So what is N? N is the change in gradient means what? 0.03 minus of minus 0.05, giving me how much? Giving a value of 0.08. So your N is 0.08, your S is 128, then whole square divided by 4.4. Ladies and gentlemen, again straightforward question. This is from ESE only. Yes. So again I am telling all these questions are mixed. You should attend all these sessions if you are targeting any civil engineering examination. So how much you are getting? Answer is 298 meter. Answer is what? 298 meter. Let us go to the, this is question number 8 I think. Let me see. Okay, 4. This was 5. This was 6. Okay, and this was 7 and this was 8. You see, so fast we solved 8 questions, and you see they're so nicely mixed, right? Question number 9, straightforward theory question. Will load stresses in concrete slab are independent of what? Again, theoretical question. So I'll answer this. Let us see who answers this. It's a theoretical question, but yes, they can ask in the examinations. Question number 9. Is dependent on what? D. Yes, it is D. It is independent of what? Independent of what? None of these. That means dependent on all. You see, wheel load stresses depends on the wheel load. Okay, it depends on wheel load. Actually, it is W by H square, right? Into some coefficient, right? Into some coefficient, okay, and then some coefficient, okay, and then some coefficient, okay, then your log L by B plus some coefficient, right? Now coefficients are not important because that will be too lengthy to remember, but see that it is depending on what? It is depending on W. Yes, it is depending on the thickness of slab H. Now this L is what? It is the radius of relative stiffness. That is how much? EH cube, right, by 12K 1 minus mu square to the power 1 by 4, right? Now see, it is depending on modulus of elasticity of concrete. It is depending on the modulus of subgrade reaction, right? It is depending on modulus of subgrade reaction, right? And it is also depending on the Poisson's ratio, right? It is also depending on the Poisson's ratio. So I can say it is depending on all the three also depending on the Poisson's ratio. It is also depending on E, that not mentioned, and is depending on all the three, that it is independent of none. Like such kind of theoretical questions they can ask you in the examination. Question number 10. Okay, so we have something on railway also. Now something on railway also. They have asked you the permissible compensated gradient. Yes, and it's a BG track, right? And it's a 3-degree curve. It's a 3-degree curve. And the initial gradient is 1 in 250. What is the final gradient or the compensated gradient? First of all, can you tell me what is the grade compensation in percentage here? Tell me. What is the grade compensation in percentage here? Tell me. What is the grade compensation in percentage? Tell me. What is the grade compensation in percentage here? It is 0.04 into 3, right? Because it is 0.04 percentage per degree. So it is 3 degree. So it will be equal to 0.12 percentage. Very good. Now this 1 in 250 is how much? This 1 in 250 is how much? Actually this is 1 by 250 into 100. That is equal to, I can say, how much? 0.4%, right? It is actually 0.4%. So what will be the compensated gradient? The initial one, that is 0.4, minus the reduction, that is the grade compensation, giving me how much? 0.28 percentage. But it is not asked in percentage, it is asked in ratio. So how to find out? 0.28 percentage is what? 0.28 divided by 100. So what you can do now? You can divide both numerator and denominator by what? 0.28. When you divide both numerator and denominator by 0.28, how much are you getting? 1 in? How much are you getting? 1 in? Find out. 1 in 357. Yes, so you are getting 1 in 357. So very straightforward question. It can be asked in all the examinations. All the examinations. So these sessions which I am conducting, I request all of you, you please be little sincere. If you keep on attending these sessions, you have completed your studies, keep on attending these sessions, I can assure you that all your concepts will be revised. You can see that we have solved 10 questions. I have mixed all the questions, right? It's a complete mixture. Next question, question number 11. Very straightforward, common theoretical question. The minimum length of a tie bar. The minimum length of tie bar is how much? The minimum length of a tie bar is how much? Minimum length of a tie bar. The minimum length of a tie bar. Yes, the minimum length of a tie bar is 2 times the development length. This is a slab, suppose. This is a concrete slab. Okay. And this is a concrete slab. Yes. It will have some gap. This is a longitudinal joint. Longitudinal joint, so some gap will be there. Suppose some gap is there. Okay. Some gap is there. Now whatever gap is there, okay, if I give a tie bar like this, so at least you will embed it LD here and at least you will embed it LD here. So I can say it should be minimum 2 times of LD and some gap, but that gap is not mentioned, so at least it should be what? 2 times of development. Even they can ask a question on development, this length of tie bar na. So if you know how to find out development length, you can just do what? 2 times of development length. Straightforward question. Question number 11. Answer this question. Okay. Very straightforward from your airport. Answer this. Question number 12 in fact. Na? 12. Very straightforward question. Fast. We are going slow. We have to be very fast. Come on, fast. Fast. Fatapat. Let us make it a little fast now. A, it is nothing but 40 plus 49 minus 40 divided by 3. This is what? ART, right? Airport reference temperature. Yes, this is how much? 43. Okay, so whenever they give you airport reference temperature, they will give you 2 temperatures. One is the smaller one, one is the bigger one. I just remember this formula that a smaller one plus bigger one minus smaller one divided by 3. This is the ART. I have remembered in this way. So that doesn't matter, you know the right maximum. Yeah, very good, Vivek. I have remembered in this way. You can also remember in this way. Very easy, right? Okay, question number 13. Again, theoretical question now. Theoretical question. Okay, they will ask you theoretical questions, and therefore we should mix. We should know numerical also. We should know theoretical question also. So which statement is correct? Warping stress at the bottom during night time is tensile. For a wetless slab, temperature stresses are 0. Both of the above, none of the above. During night time. See, let us see. See, if we have a slab, during night time what will happen? During night time what will happen? The top will cool faster. So if this is T1, this is T2, so I can say T1 will be less than T2. Yes, during night time this will be the condition, because the T1 will be exposed to atmosphere, temperature will lose, okay, and T2 will be warmer, right? T2 will be warmer. So what will happen? This particular slab will try to bend like this, yes, at night time. Why? Because bottom one is having more temperature, so I can say it will try to expand more, and the top will try to expand less. But this will be resisted by the weight, right? This will be resisted by the weight. So when the weight resists this, so it will try to apply a stress in the opposite direction. So I can say the weight will apply stress in this manner, and weight will apply stress in this manner, right? So I can say that the warping stress in night, the warping stress at night at bottom is what? It is compressive. It is compressive at bottom. It looks like it is tensile, right? See, it looks it is tensile, but it is not. Why? So it will try to bend like this, but the weight will apply opposite stress. Okay, and at top there is what? I can say at top there is tensile. Understood this concept or not? Everybody understood this concept or not? Students get confused in this. So I tell what, जो दिखता है वो है नहीं. I give this logic that जो दिखता है वो है नहीं. It looks like that the warping stress at top is compressive, but actually it is tensile. And at bottom it looks like tensile, but it is compressive. Now if I say daytime, what will happen? In daytime, can I say the top temperature will be more? So it looks like this in daytime, right? Right? Daytime it looks like this. Now from the looks at top we are seeing tension, but at top there is no tension. Why? Because the warping stress is applied by whom? The warping stress is applied by the weight. So what will happen? So the weight will try to oppose this movement by applying a opposing stress. So this is what? This is compressive at top. Everybody understood this logic or not? Tell me. Everybody understood this logic about your warping stress in day and night. They ask lot of theoretical questions on this, and students get confused. Now you will not get confused. Understood? Okay, so this we will cancel. Weightless slab temperature stresses are 0, because see, if there is no weight, who will apply the stress? Yes, there is no weight, then who will apply the stress, right? So temperature stresses are due to the weight. So if weight is 0, temperature stress is 0. So I can say yes, this is the correct answer. Understood? So we are solving both type of questions, straightforward things also and theoretical things also. Question number 14. Okay, very straightforward from your traffic engineering. Very straightforward. Answer this question. Chalo, answer this. I'll increase temperature, becoming a little colder. 14. अरे बहुत स्लो चल रहा है. Fast. Very slow. More 87 to go. Fast. Very straightforward question. Okay, very straightforward question. Okay. See, when K is 0, I can say U will be equal to the free mean speed, that is equal to 55. And when U is 0, I will get K is equal to the Kj, that is how much? 55 by 0.44, that is I can say 5500 by 44. So if I divide by 11, I will get how much? 125, right? 125. So I can say about what? What is the Q max, the maximum flow? It will be VSF into Kj divided by 4. So when you do this, you're getting 171718 point something. So this is the right answer. Next question, question number 15. Okay, answer this. The stresses at corner, wheel load stress is given 1.8 and your warping stress is given 1.23. So what is the critical stress at corner? What is the critical stress at corner? Answer this question. What is the critical stress at corner? What is the combination, by the way, critical stress combination in corner? And answer this, yes. It is nothing but wheel load stress. It is nothing but wheel load stress plus warping stress. Wheel load stress plus warping stress. So straightforward, I'll add both of them, 3.03. Question number 16. Headlight distance, headlight side distance. This was asked in ESE 2022. Asked in ESE 2022. Straightforward question. Ladies and gentlemen, they always give you straightforward questions in all the examinations. We are not preparing well and we only see the difficult ones. Yes, we have to prepare. When you are preparing for GATE, you have to prepare for difficult questions also. But this session is common for all the examinations. So everything I have mixed. Okay. So headlight side distance is what? It is nothing but your SSD. Directly what? V into T plus V square by 254F. Very straightforward question. Okay, very straightforward question. Now obviously this requires some calculation because it is ESE examination, so no calculator will be allowed. But see, if you know to do calculations properly, practiced it, then you will be able to do in the exam also. So this is 5 by 18 of your 65 because you convert into meter per second, then into 2.5, okay, plus B is, now you can use calculator. Now it is only practice, so you can use calculator. Later on when you're solving yourself, then you can do it yourself. Okay, so answer is how much? 91.4. Are you getting 91.4? Getting 91.4. Very straightforward question. Headlight side distance is equal to this. Very good. Next question, question number 17. Straightforward theory which they ask in the examination. Straightforward theory. The Poisson's ratio considered for concrete pavement. But nothing is mentioned. Nothing is mentioned, so we have to quote SSD only. And SSD we provide here is one time only. Okay. Okay, chalo. This question, yeah. The Poisson's ratio value. What is the value of Poisson's ratio of concrete pavement? Poisson's ratio of concrete pavement. It is 0.15. It is 0.15. Poisson's ratio we take 0.15 as per IRC 58. This is for rigid pavement, na? So that is the value given in the code. Okay. See, in the numerical they give you another value, then that is fine. But in the code this is given. Question number 18. Okay. Answer this question. Question number 18. It's a good question. It's a good question. It was asked in GATE 2022. Answer this question. Straightforward question. It's a good question, little confusing, but see, we know that the maximum flow is the capacity, and that is how much? 3600 by the headway, right? This is the formula, right? This is the formula, right? Yes. And this Qmax is also equal to what? It is also equal to VSF into Kj by 4. Now you see, Kj by 4, but here nothing is given, mean we can take this as simply what? K into V, means the flow. I can consider this as average, okay? Consider this as average, okay? And I can take what? The average is equal to capacity is equal to what? 3600 by HS. And this is K into V. Now the flow is how much? Can you say what is the flow here? What is the flow here? K is given 40. What I will take V? Tell me. What I will take V? Because two V are given, na? Time mean is given and space mean is given. So which one I take when I calculate this V? This is time mean or space mean? Can anybody tell me this? It is time mean or space mean? It is always the space mean. Remember the velocity which we use in our traffic velocity studies and traffic models is always space mean. It is always space mean. So whatever V you see now, that is space mean. So this was a good question. It was a good question asked in GATE where they wanted to know that that mean speed is which mean speed, space mean or time mean. Okay, so this is how much? 40 into 30, that is equal to 1200, right? And from here I can find out what? You see 3600 by HS is equal to 1200. So answer is straightforward 3. Understood? Understood this thing? Yes? So this type of questions also they will ask. You see, very short question but conceptual question. Question number 19. Okay, direct question from plate load test. Please answer this. Direct question from plate load test. These questions can directly they can ask in the examination. Come on, fast. Eat food. If you are watching this, we have to solve 100 questions. So I request everyone, eat food, drink some water, have juice, but complete this. Okay, today will be not stopping till I complete 100 questions. Okay, corrected value. What is the formula? See, K1A1 is equal to K2A2. Yes, K1A1 is equal to K2A2. The multiplication of the modulus of reduction and the radius, or I can say even diameter I can use, right? Because if you relate radius, you can relate diameter also. So for standard, you are getting how much? Standard is how much? Standard is 75 centimeter, right? That is not given, you should know. And that is equal to K2 into what? For 30. So from here I can find out K2. K2 is what? 80 into 75 divided by 30. I am getting a value of 200. Very straightforward question asked in many examinations. Question number 20. Okay, answer this. The frictional stress value is 0 where? The frictional stress value is 0 where? If we have a slab like this, so where we have the frictional stress value 0? We have the frictional stress value 0 at the corners. See, if you see the frictional stress variation, how is the frictional stress variation? Tell me. How it varies? It varies linearly, na? Yes, it varies linearly. Maximum at the center. Like this, it varies linearly, right? It varies linearly. Yes. Okay, here it is 0. Frictional stress is 0. And if you are trying to find out at x distance, then this value is how much? The frictional stress value is your gamma fx. Yes, where gamma is the, okay, you can say unit weight of concrete, f is the friction and friction coefficient, x is the distance. And maximum value is how much? Maximum value is gamma f L by 2. This is the maximum frictional stress. Answer is corner or center, I can say. But here we get confused that center is where. Okay. Oh, sorry, center we get maximum, sorry. Center we get the maximum, corner we get 0. Next question, 21st question. Bradbury equations are used to find out what? Straightforward question. Bradbury equations are used to find out what? Bradbury. Okay. So theoretical questions also they ask in the examination, should be ready, right? So Bradbury equations are used for what? Straightforward question. Yes, they are used for warping stress. Westergaard equations we use for what? Westergaard we use for what? For your will load stress. Okay. See, in state examination they can directly ask you these questions, and this question can be also asked in GATE 1 mark question, right? GATE 1 mark or state exam. Okay. So if you are preparing for TSPSC or JKSSB, any examination, Okay, we're gonna learn first time. See, that's what I told na. Sometimes they ask you some questions like this. Therefore, I'm making you ready for all the types of questions. Okay, mixed. Okay, question number 22. Warping stresses in summer as compared to winter will generally be what? Warping stress in summer as compared to winter will generally be what? It will be higher, lower, equal, or cannot be related. Now many of you are thinking it is D. Many of you are thinking it is D. I'll clarify, don't worry. I'll clarify. See, we know that warping stress is what? Warping stress is what? It is due to what? It is due to your daily variation of temperature. Yes, we know that this warping stress is due to daily variation of temperature, right? Now daily variation of temperature will be more when? Tell me, where the daily variation of temperature is more, in summer or winter? Variation means what? The maximum and minimum. Means we can say in a particular day, the variation is more where? Summer or winter? Tell me. The variation, no, not day. I'm not asking about day. This daily variation of temperature is more when? In summer, na? Yes. This daily variation is more in summer compared to winter. So warping stresses, see, they depend on daily variation of temperature. That is true. They don't depend on seasonal variation. They depend on daily variation. But that daily variation is more in summer, and therefore the value of warping stress, we can say that, you see, this warping stress depend on delta T. Delta T is what? The daily variation. Daily variation in the temperature. But this delta T is more when? Delta T is more in summer. Understood? Temperature variation is more when? Summer, na? Summer you will have, 47 degrees centigrade in the day sometimes, and night it will come down to 20. Yes, but winter it will not be that much of variation, right? Winter it will be like what? 33 and 35 in the morning and 21 in the evening. Yes or no? Daily variation is less in winter compared to summer. So answer is higher. Answer is what? Higher. Next question, 23rd question. Okay, expansion joint. Okay, it's a good question. Expansion joint. So expansion joint, I'll explain to you. It is given as 2.5 centimeter. The gap is given as 2.5 centimeter. The gap is given as 2.5 centimeter. I'll explain this question, don't worry. And here there will be some fill material. And this is 2.5 centimeter. Now what is written? It is written that the spacing of expansion joint allowing 65 contraction of fill material. Yes. So fill material is 2.5 centimeter only. Yes. So contraction is how much? The contraction of fill material. By the way, why the fill material will contract? Because the slab will expand, na? Yes or no? See, when the slab expands in this direction, yes, when the slab expands in this direction, you see, when the slab expands in this direction, what will happen? The fill material will get contracted, right? Yes. So the contraction of fill material is how much? That is equal to given 65%. So I can say 0.65 of your fill material, that is how much? 2.5 centimeter. In meter I can say this much meter. This is the contraction of fill material. This contraction of fill material will be what? It will be the expansion, right? It will be the expansion of slab, right? And expansion of slab will be how much? Expansion of slab will be equal to the alpha delta T and then the length of slab. And length of slab will be what? The spacing of the expansion joint, right? That will be the spacing of expansion joint. Because see, if we have, slab like this, yes, and are provided expansion joints like this. So I can say this length of slab will be the spacing between the slabs, between the expansion joint, right? Understood? So how much are getting this? Answer, tell me. Alpha, we know, alpha is given this one, okay? And delta T is given how much? 30 degrees centigrade. We can find out LE. So how much you are getting this answer? How much you are getting this answer? Tell me. How much you are getting this answer? 54 we are getting. Here I will put one star mark and ask you, or not ask you, I'll tell you, See, it was given 65% contraction. Yes. If they mention nothing, default value is how much? Default value is how much? How much you will take if this information was not given? Default value is 50%. Default value is 50% contraction. Okay. So if they don't mention in the question that how much percentage, see here it is mentioned 65%. So I took the contraction of fill material, this is equal to the expansion of the slab, and I solved the question. If they don't mention how much, it is 50%. But don't always assume that it is 50%. They will mention in the question sometimes. Okay. Question number 24, straightforward question, answer this. I am not solving this. Answer this. The frictional stress value at quarter span of a concrete pavement, how much? Fast. So we have solved almost 25 questions. You see, so fast we are going. The frictional stress value at a quarter span of a concrete pavement. Quarter span. Quarter span. See, this is mid span. Quarter span is here. Yes. So here x is how much? X is L by 4, na? X is L by 4. So answer is how much? This value will be gamma, then F, then X is L by 4, right? The answer is B. Question number 25. Question number 25. Straightforward question. Dowel bars are provided along a direction what? Dowel bars are provided along a direction what? Tell me. What is direction of dowel bar? Yes, it is parallel to traffic because dowel bars are provided like this. Yes, you see, dowel bars are like this because dowel bars are provided in the transverse joint. They are provided in the transverse joint. So when they are provided in the transverse joint, yes, so this direction is what? This direction is the direction of traffic. Yes. Small things which they ask in the examination, and okay, and you should be knowing. Continue. Question number 26. Strain causing rutting. Oh, theoretical question. All these questions are now hit. I'll explain this question. If you know the answer, then answer. Otherwise, I will answer. Strain causing rutting. Do you know this answer? I'll explain also, don't worry. Answer is C. Good, very good, very good. You see, when I'm designing payment, flexible payment, IRC 37, IRC 37 is for what? It is for flexible payment, right? It is for flexible payment. Now, flexible payment, when we are designing the flexible payment, right? We design for two things. We design for two things. One is what? One is we design for fatigue cracking. One we design for what? Fatigue cracking. Now fatigue cracking can happen when? The fatigue cracking can happen in the base course. It can happen in the base course, in this base. So in the base, at the bottom of the base, okay, at the bottom of the base, there will be compressive strain, right? So at the bottom of the base, there will be compressive strain, okay? And that might cause what? That might cause what? The fatigue cracking. You should know this. They ask directly this. They ask directly this, right? So this is what? Compressive strain at bottom of base is responsible for what? Fatigue cracking. It will crack at the top. Or at the top of what? At the top of subgrade, there will be, sorry, this was tensile. Sorry. I wrote opposite. Sorry. This tensile, sorry. Tensile strain at the bottom, sorry. And then compressive strain at the top of what? Subgrade. Okay. Compressive strain at top of subgrade. This is what? Compressive strain at top of subgrade. Compressive strain top of subgrade. So this causes what? This causes rutting. Rutting means what? You see, what will happen? What will happen here? You see, due to this compressive strain, the subgrade will fail like this, right? You can see it is compressive, na? So it will fail like this, and all the top layers will also fail like this. So you can see that sometimes on highways we have, depressions like this. This is what? Rutting. And this rutting happens due to what? This rutting happens due to compressive strain at top of subgrade. Understood? And you can ask you the other thing also. Fatigue cracking happens due to what? If they ask you fatigue cracking happens due to what? Fatigue cracking happens due to tensile strain at bottom of base. Okay, so if you know this, you can answer theoretical questions. They have asked in ESE also, GATE also, other examinations also, everywhere they are asking this theoretical question, because IRC 37, the flexible pavement design is based on these two criteria. Yes, therefore obviously they will ask you yes or no. Next, question number 27, very straightforward. Answer this. The abrasion test is conducted to judge which criteria of aggregate? Very straightforward question. Answer this. Question number 27. Abrasion test. Very easy. Yes. Abrasion, no, not hardness. Not hardness. Sorry, not toughness. It is hardness. Yes. It is not toughness. It is hardness. Toughness we conduct what? Impact test. And for strength we conduct what? Crushing test. Okay, crushing test. Next question, question number 28. Okay, theoretical question, you should remember the value. The minimum stability value for Marshall samples. See, when you plot, okay, when you plot the stability value, okay, you will get a curve like this, right? So what is the minimum stability value we should get for Marshall samples? What is the value? It is 340 kilogram. Remember this value, okay? 340 kilogram we should get. Okay, next question 29. Okay, straightforward theoretical question. No, numerical. Straightforward numerical. This is what? Voids in mineral aggregates. Voids in mineral aggregate. Yes, voids in mineral aggregate. See, voids in mineral aggregate means what? Actually, total voids. Okay, voids in mineral aggregate means total voids is given, right? So total voids is given, and this is what? This is voids filled with bitumen. This is what? Voids filled with bitumen, right? So ladies and gentlemen, please answer this then. The voids filled with bitumen is this much, 75%. Means what? That 75% of total voids, 75% of total voids is what? Is bitumen. Okay, this meaning is this, right? So now answer me, what is the percentage air voids? This is a very straightforward question. See, percentage air void is VB. This is what? Percentage air voids. Can I say there is no requirement of any very major formula. Air voids will be what? 25%, na? See, total voids 75% is bitumen, so it will be what? 25% of your total void, that is BMA. Or I can say 25% means what? 1/4 of this. Very straightforward, don't have to do some big calculation. So when you do this, you will get 3.65. Question number 30. Answer this. Wheel load is given, tire pressure is given, the approximate, and the capsule you cannot see, capsule you cannot cover. You see, Marshall mixture, I have taken a video. See, if you are searching some topic now, this Marshall mixture I am already taught on YouTube. What you do, you search Marshall mixture Satyajeet Sir, it will come on YouTube, then you can watch. Or you can search on Google also, it will come, Marshall mix design. Okay, it will come. Huh? Capsule we cannot cover, 3 minutes we can't cover. I have taken full lecture 1 hour. Complete that. Huh? Okay. So for wheel load of this, tire pressure, what is the approximate radius? It's very easy. See, when wheel load comes, okay, this is a wheel. Okay, wheel is coming, wheel load is coming, right? So the area below it, it will be a circle, right? Approximate circle. We'll approximate it to be a circle, right? So what will happen? You see, suppose this radius is A. Suppose radius is A. Suppose now the load This is the load suppose, and load W suppose, load divided by this area, which is what, pi a square, right? This will be the tire pressure, na? Yes or no? Tire pressure will be what? Load by area. This is the area, right? This is the area, right? So load by area will give me the tire pressure. Very simple concept. Don't have to remember formula. See, you don't have to remember the formula. Load divided by what? Divided by the area gives me what? Tire pressure. Now will load is given 4100 kilogram. Kilogram I can convert into what? I can convert into Newton. How? I multiply 9.81 convert into Newton. Okay. So this much Newton divided by area pi a square is equal to the tire pressure, that is 0.56 what? Newton per mm square. Yes. So this is in mm, so it is mm square, and this is in Newton. So how much you are getting now? If I find out the answer, A is how much? Approximate area is how much? Tell me. What is the answer? 150. See, this question they can ask you in your GATE examination also, 1 mark. Okay. See, such kind of questions I am mixing so that all things are covered. Okay. So no need to remember formula. Is there any requirement to remember the formula? No. Simple concept that load by area will give me the tire pressure. Khatam. Tension khatam. Okay, very simple. Don't remember formula so much. Some empirical formulas that you have to remember, but don't remember everything. 31st question. Okay, fast. Yeah, we are going slow, man. 100 will cover. I will cover. Theoretical specific gravity of bituminous mix is always more than or less than. I told the answer. The theoretical specific gravity and the bulk specific gravity, or I can say the actual mix, it is always more. Theoretical you will get always more than the mix one. 32nd. Okay, very straightforward question. The factor which converts commercial vehicles into standard axles. The factor which converts commercial vehicles into standard axles. The factor which converts commercial vehicles into standard axles. 32nd. Sorry. It is the vehicle damage factor. It is a vehicle damage factor, right? Yes, it converts commercial vehicle standard axles. 33 question. Which of the following is or are tensile? Let us see who answered this. Which of the following stresses is not tensile, not tensile. Sorry, not tensile. Here I'll explain all the stresses. All the stresses I will explain here in this particular question. First, to try to answer this, I'll explain all the stresses where students get confused. Okay, first you try, then I'll answer. Baba. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. सब हो गया. Okay, I will answer. Okay, many have answered C. C is the right answer actually. The answer. I'll explain everything. Everything I'll explain here. Let us first explain wheel load. See, if you see wheel load, when wheel load acts at interior or edge, what will happen? The slab bends like this. This is what wheel load. I'll explain everything here, okay? Wheel load, this is what? At interior and what? And edge. So here at top, what you can see? At top, what you can see? At top, you can see your compression, and bottom we can see tension. So compression, tension. Easy. Okay. Now, when it comes to your corner, so corner, if load is acting, if corner load is acting, then what will happen? Here you can see that at the top it is tension. Yes, top it is tension, bottom it is compression. Okay. Now wheel load stresses, you will tell, sir, in warping you were telling that it will look like this, but it will not look like this. But why here? Because wheel load stresses are instantaneous. Wheel load stresses will act as soon as the wheel load will act. Whereas your warping stresses are what? They're gradual, na? They're gradual. Yes. So in warping, if I say warping, in warping what will happen? In daytime, it will try to become like this, but due to the stress it will not become. Stress by what? The weight. So here what happens, at the top it is looking tension but it is compression, at bottom it is looking what? Compression but it is tension. Understood? Now at night again it will try to become this, but what will happen? Due to the weight, at top there will be tension, at bottom there will be compression. So I can say that for wheel load stresses, जो दिखता है वही है. Yes or no? Can I say like that? For wheel load stress जो दिखता है वही है, लेकिन for warping जो दिखता है उसका उल्टा है. Yes, whatever we see, that's the reverse of that. And then when it comes to your frictional stress, what will happen? In summer temperature increases, so it will try to expand. It will try to expand in this direction, but the friction will act in opposite direction, right? So it will be what? It will be compressive throughout. This is in summer, right? And in winter what will happen? In winter just the opposite. In winter it will try to contract. So the friction will act opposite to that. So it will be tensile. Okay, understood all the stresses? All the stresses we have explained now. So I can say in this particular question, what is written? It is written that wheel load stress at bottom of slab during midday. Okay, so warping stress in day at bottom is what? At bottom is tensile. It is tensile. Yes. Then wheel load stress at top of slab at corner location, it is tensile. You see? In corner location, when it is corner wheel load stress, at top it is tensile. Yes. And frictional stress in summer is, it is compressive. So it is what? Not tensile means one, compressive, na? So answer is C. Understood? So if you have understood this question, you can answer many questions, right? You can answer many questions. So wheel load stress जो दिखता है वही है, because it acts very fast. Warping stress जो दिखता है वो है नहीं. Yes. And summer and winter, what happens for temperature, just frictional stress, that I explained. Question number 34, straightforward question. Answer this. Stripping test is conducted on aggregates to test what? 34. Stripping test, stripping value test. Very fast, come on, fast. 1 घंटा हो गया, 34 हुआ है. Addition with bitumen, stripping test. विंटर वार्पिंग स्ट्रेस, अरे पता है ना विंटर वार्पिंग स्ट्रेस क्या हो गया? विंटर में वार्पिंग का विंटर से लेना देना नहीं है भाई. वार्पिंग इज ओनली रिलेटेड टू डेली वेरिएशन. यस, डेली वेरिएशन. ओके, सो डे एंड नाइट. ओके, दैट्स द वैल्यू. सी नेचर तो नेचर इज डिसाइडेड बाय डे एंड नाइट ओनली. Just the value of the stress, that is decided by what? That in summer the value will be more and in winter the value will be less. But the nature of stress, compressive tension, that depends on daily variation. Okay, addition with between. Okay, stripping test. Okay, 35. Okay, very good, very straightforward question. The load required for penetration of 5 mm in standard material of CBR test. How much? For 5 mm penetration, the load required for standard material, yes, it is 2055. So remember these values, okay? 2055. And for 2.5 mm, it is 1370. 2.5 mm, it is 1370. Okay, very good, very good. 36 question. Ring and ball apparatus is for which test? 36, ring and ball apparatus. Fast. Now time is very less. I am also little tired. Softening point. Yes, in this what happens? We apply a film and then we have this ball, ring and ball. So we see that when the ball falls. That is what? Softening point. Question number 37. Straightforward question. The allowable loss in weight of aggregates in soundness test when sodium sulfate is used, when sodium sulfate is used, then we lose some material because it is causing weathering, right? For soundness test. So how much is allowable loss in weight? How much is allowable loss in weight? The allowable loss in weight is 12%. And when it is MgSO4, when you have used MgSO4 for soundness test is what? It is to test the resistance to weathering, right? Resistance to weathering. Yes, resistance to weathering. So what we do, we put inside this chemical and then we have, many cycles. Okay, so the loss of weight for N2SO4 allowable is 12%. If you are using MgSO4, it is 18%. Question number 38. Okay, the penetration value of bitumen of grade 40 in penetration test. For grade 40, how much penetration value I will get? See, all these are theoretical, straightforward question, which can be asked in GATE 1 mark and state examination. Okay. What answer? 4 mm, because here in this the scale is hard. Each division is 0.1 mm. Each division is 0.1 mm. For penetration test, the scale uses 0.1. So 40 divisions, this means what? 40 divisions, this is what? 40 divisions penetration. Okay, very good. Next question, question number 39. We're going fast now. The equivalent standard axle load for single axle load of load 200 kilonewton. The equivalent standard axle loads. Answer this. 39. So I think we can cover in 2 hours. The equivalent standard axle load for single axle load. How to find out? 200 by 80 to the power 4. क्या गलत कर दिया? अरे ये क्या हो गया? बड़ा हो गया. छोटा कैसे करेंगे? इसके दबा देंगे. हो गया. It became small now. हाँ. What is this? Answer is 39 ना बाबा. What you are doing? Why 6.25? डायरेक्ट डिवाइड कर दिया क्या? स्क्वायर कर दिया होगा. It is power 4 man. Power 4. 39. अरे बाप रे, ये क्या हो रहा है आज? सॉरी. अरे He's become angry or what? Sorry. Okay, let me escape and then. Okay, so answer is what? अरे बाप रे, रेड आ गया. ओके, ठीक है, नाइस. 39. Now answer the next question. 40 question. Come on, answer this 40 question. Straightforward. The allowable cracking. The allowable cracking. I told now fatigue cracking and rut depth. 40th question. The allowable cracking. See, we have fatigue cracking, 2 things. Now we have fatigue cracking and we have rut depth, rutting. So what is the allowable one? Tell me. In fatigue cracking, how much we allow? Fatigue cracking and then rut. Yes, in fatigue cracking we allow 20%. 20%. 20% of the area. Some problem has happened today. Okay, no problem. Sorry. So we are having some jumping Japan. And rut depth is how much? Rut depth allowable is 20 mm. Okay. So remember this. These questions they can directly ask in the examination. Allowable. Okay, allowable, fatigue cracking and rut depth. Okay, next 41st question. Okay, something on airport also. The basic runway length is 1500. The elevation of the place above mean sea level is 300 meter. Find the corrected length of the runway. Fill find karo. Find this. See, they are not mentioned about temperature. They are not mentioned about temperature because they are not mentioned about the ART, nothing we have. So we cannot do this. They are not mentioned gradient. So we can do only what? We can do only what? We can do only your elevation correction. I can do only elevation correction. Yeah. So elevation correction is how much? It is for 300 meter. For 300 meter above MSL, it is 7%. So it is actually at 300 meter. So what happens? So 7% increase. So I can say 1.07 of the 1500, which are getting how much? 1605. Straightforward question. Straightforward question. Question number 42nd. Bituminous concrete, where we apply this normally? Bituminous concrete is where we apply normally this bituminous concrete? Which layer? 42nd we reached. हाँ. अरे बाप रे, क्या हो गया ये? अरे ये क्या हो गया? तो एक मिनट रुको. क्या आज सच में कुछ हुआ है? कंप्यूटर इज फीलिंग बैड. कंप्यूटर इज लाइक कितना पढ़ाएगा? घर जा. कंप्यूटर बाबा, सॉरी बाबा, आज थोड़ा पढ़ने दो, बच्चा लोग बैठा है. ओके, वी नॉर्मली यूज इट अ सरफेस. इट्स अ सरफेस लेयर. 43rd. 43rd. Answer this. Sorry. Temperature at which ductility test of bitumen is conducted. At hot temperature we conduct this ductility test. Ductility test we know, na? We have this bitumen film, right? Then we apply force, right? Then what will happen? This will break at a certain distance. When it breaks, I find out that is the ductility value, right? So the temperature at which 27 degrees centigrade. See, such kind of questions they can ask in GATE 1 mark, in ESE examinations, and also in your state examinations. Yes, they won't be asking these questions in GATE 2 marks, but certainly in GATE 1 marks, ESE they will ask you. In state exams, so they will definitely ask you, right? Question number 44. Angularity number of 8 indicates what? Angularity number of 8 indicates what? You might have heard about an angularity number. It is for what? For your safe test on aggregate. So this indicates what? What is indicates? This angularity number. It indicates what? It indicates that the voids are 8% excess of 33. Means what? The voids are 33 plus 8, that is equal to 41%. Understood? So this angularity number is indicative of what? It is indicative of how much excess of 33. 45th question. So frictional stresses in at the center of slab. Okay, answer this again. Frictional stresses at center of slab are what? Which of the following are correct? Fast. Hope you are enjoying these sessions, you see. So nicely I have mixed all the transportation. So what is the answer? Frictional stresses center of slab. It is all of this. Now it is maximum. It depends on unit weight. It depends on the coefficient of friction. It depends on everything. So nice. 45th question. This Penske-Martin's apparatus. Where we use this? This Penske-Martin's apparatus. Where we use this? You might have used in your labs in your childhood. Flash and fire test. Okay, and this we do for safety test. It's a safety test, right? It's a safety test. Question number 47. Okay, the Poisson's ratio for bituminous layer. See, we have seen the Poisson's ratio for concrete slab, right? We have seen the Poisson's ratio for concrete slab I took as 0.15. So for bituminous layer, what IRC 37 recommends? Now see, this question directly they can ask in the examination 1 mark question, right? 1 mark question directly they will ask you in the examination. 1 mark GATE or they are state exam, ESE, they ask all these questions. Answer is C. And you see the simple things, if we know, then you know we can answer so many questions in state exams, right? Yes. So ladies and gentlemen, now we will be coming up with what? We are coming up with this marathon series, we know, yes. So we'll be covering all the subjects for GATE examination. At the end of marathon, when the marathon finishes, so I will not take any session in this marathon. In marathon series, I will take many subjects like RCC, steel and CPM building material, and other teachers will take for many subjects. At the end of marathon, when the marathon finishes, the marathon will finish on 16. Around 17, I will take a mega session on environment. 200 theoretical questions of environment engineering. 200 theoretical questions, only theoretical questions of environment engineering, that I will take around 17th of this month. Okay, so like you can see that I am covering many of the theoretical questions and directly ask questions of 1 mark question. Similarly, I will be taking 2 mark questions. The marathon series will be on YouTube. See, marathon series mostly will be solving a numerical solving. In marathon it will be GATE 2 mark oriented, right? Because in 2 marks you require lengthy solving, right? Numerical solving. So we will be doing numerical solving in the marathon series. Okay. So once the marathon finishes, I will come up with 2 things. One, I will come up with a mathematics series, 5 to 6 lectures I will conduct for all the important topics of mathematics. I am not conducting mathematics now because you will be busy in the marathon, so I don't want to disturb you. And when this marathon finishes, I'll come with 2 things: mathematics and 200 question section of environment, purely theoretical. No numerical solving, only theory, theory, theory. All the types of questions in theory. No. General studies I won't be conducting. I will be conducting only for this civil part. Okay, civil only will cover. Okay, and after environment I will take 1 session on fluid mechanics also. Okay, so come back to his 48th question. Okay, answer this. Which is the correct graph? Okay, VFB versus your bitumen. So horizontal axis we have bitumen and vertical axis we have VFB. So which is the right answer? Yes, the right answer is B. See, as the bitumen percent increases, then what will happen? More voids will be filled with bitumen. Yes, so it should increase now. That is the right answer. Next question, 49th question. Answer this. 49th question. The correct graph for flow. What is flow? Okay, you can answer by the time I'll explain the flow. Suppose this is the Marshall sample. Yes, so when you apply the load, then what will happen? It will fail like this. It will fail like this. This deformation is the flow. This deformation is the flow in mm. Okay, so when the bitumen percentage increases, so this flow, the deformation will what? This flow deformation will what? It will increase, na? The flow will increase, na? See, more is the bitumen percentage. Okay, for this question, more is the bitumen percentage, the flow will increase, na? Why it will decrease? More deformation, na? Yes, understood? Flow will increase. So answer is A. Oh, sorry. Answer is A. For this is B. This also increase and flow also will increase. Yes. This curve is for what? This curve is for stability value, right? This is for your stability value, and I can say another thing is what? Another thing is your unit weight. Is unit weight. Okay. Next question, 40. Okay, slot size for aggregate sizes of 16 to 20 mm for elongation index test. For this elongation index test, what is the slot size I will choose if we have aggregates in this range? Answer this. So 50 is over and we are running short of time, so I have to speed up. Come on, eat some food, juice, and 1.8 times of average size. 1.8 times of average size. How much? 32.4, right? Yes. Next question. For 51 question. Camber. Answer this, camber. Now we'll go fast. Total is 7 meter, right? So this one will be 3.5 meter. This one will be 3.5 meter, right? 3.5 meter. And this is x. I can say x by 3.5 is the slope. That is how much? 1 in 50. So from here I can find out x. I am getting how much? 0.07 meter. So you can remember the formula very, see this, I can say this x by, this is width by 2 na. See this is width by 2 na. This is 3.5 is what? Total width by 2. And that is equal to 1 by n. So I can say this x is nothing but w by 2n. And I am telling you is applicable for all the sections. They write parabolic, they write, you know, same thing. Okay, same thing, answer will come same. 52nd, okay. Benkelman beam method is used for what? Overlay design means when we are putting a new layer over a existing layer. Okay, so where we use this Benkelman beam method? Yes, flexible overlay over a flexible pavement. So if you have an existing flexible pavement, yes, over that if you are, is an existing old one, existing or old one, above that if you are putting a new overlay, and that is overlay means over that, and this is also flexible, then I will go for this method. Okay, next question, 53rd question. Cut back bitumen is prepared with dash viscosity. So compared to the normal bitumen, cut back bitumen has lesser, lower, higher optimum, both higher and lower. Cut back bitumen is having what? Compared to the normal bitumen, cut back bitumen is what? Having lower. 54th question. Bitumen is prepared by what? How we are preparing bitumen? How we are preparing bitumen? How we are preparing bitumen? थक गया क्या? आंसर कर, फास्ट आंसर करो. थक जाता है, जल्दी थक गया, एग्जाम में थक जाएगा, 2 घंटा का पेपर देगा, थक गया. See, this is also a habit, right? Fractional distillation of petroleum. Now what happens also, many times what happens, fractional distillation of petroleum, bitumen is a petroleum product. Okay, tar we get from destructive distillation of coal, we get tar. Now these sessions are important in another way also. What is the importance? I will tell you. Many times what happens, हम पढ़ते बहुत है, but when we give exams like state exams or SSC or some PSU examination, what will happen? We don't have the habit of sitting for 2 hours and answering like this. Yes, don't have the habit. Then what happens? Our mind doesn't work. So therefore, such sessions, if you attend 2-hour sessions, 100 questions. Okay, then what will happen? Your mind will get acquainted of sitting for 2 hours first. Yes. Question number 55. Answer this. Very straightforward question. See, I have covered everything. Means of destructive distillation. I Google search करो. अब मैं कब standard 9th का पढ़ाऊंगा क्या destructive distillation is absence of air, and fractional distillation is when you have a particular petroleum product, then you can say that boiling points are different, so they get evaporated at different temperatures. That is fractional distillation. बचपन में पढ़ा था. Okay, aggregate crushing value. Aggregate crushing value is what? 16.5%. Because you see, when we do this aggregate crushing test, so whatever passes through this 2.36 sieve, how much is passing? See, 167 gram is retained. So passing will be how much? Out of 200, 33 gram is passing. So this is the bad material. So I can say the aggregate crushing value ACV will be how much? How much passed? Okay. Yes, it is useful for state exam. It is useful for every exam. That's what I told. It is used. Use your common sense also. Now, suppose I am telling it is not useful. Suppose I am telling that it is not useful. Okay. Why you only believe the teacher always blindly? Don't believe the teacher. Okay. You see the questions, you see your previous year questions, you'll understand it is useful or not useful. Yes or no? But I will tell that it is useful for all examination. So whenever I conduct these sessions, now students, many students are attending these sessions from last 2 weeks and 3 weeks, all these top 100 questions, top 50 questions. I want to ask all the students, tell me this, today we have solved 55 questions. Tell me students, when you are solving these 55 questions, you are benefited for which examination? Tell me. Can you tell me? Again, I will ask the same question because I keep on asking this. That when you are solving these 55 questions, you see how nicely I have mixed the question so that you are benefited for which examination? Tell me. You are benefited for all the examination. Yes. So preparation should be also like this. Okay, your preparation should be like this, that you should be able to perform good in GATE, you should be able to perform good in ESE, you should be able to perform good in your state exams, everything. Many times students, what happens, they are only preparing for GATE. Yes, that is very good. Yes, but if you also practice these questions, what will happen? Your preparation for other examinations also happens along with your GATE examination. And these questions will be asked in GATE 1 mark and sometimes in GATE 2 marks also. And sometimes in ESE questions also. Right? Okay. The answer is 16.5. Question number 56. Patapat, 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 patapat. Aggregate impact value, judge which one? It is helpful for everything. Aggregate impact value, judge which property of aggregates? Aggregate impact value, which property? Toughness. Very good. Next question, 57. Answer this. What is flaky? What is flaky? See, elongated we saw 1.8 times of average, na? What is flaky? Flaky metal are those whose 57th. Flaky metal are those whose, answer this. Yes, C. Least dimension is less than. Yes, least dimension means what? The thickness is less than 0.6 times of the mean dimension. Yes, and elongated is what? What is elongated? Elongated is, I can say, when the highest dimension, this greatest dimension more than, greater dimension length more than 1.8 times. Yes. Question number 58. Okay, specific gravity of bitumen should be in which range? Specific gravity of bitumen should be in which range? Straightforward question. Specific gravity of bitumen should be in which range? Patapat, patapat, patapat. Specific gravity of bitumen, yes, 0.97 to 1.0972. 59th question. Which can be used without heating? Which of the following can be used without heating? Which of the following can be used without heating? बिना गर्म किए किसको आप डायरेक्टली यूज कर सकते हो? मैं इसको बोलता हूं काटो, घोलो और लगा लो. Which one we can use without heating? Bitumen emulsion. Next question. Question number 60. So consistency and flow resistance of bitumen can be determined from which test? Consistency and flow resistance. Flow resistance means what? Resistance to flow. From the language only you can understand, right? Resistance to flow. From the language only you can understand, right? From the language only you can understand that it is viscosity test. Yes. Okay. Ductility we conduct for what? This is for your deformation, ability to deform. The ability to deform is judged by ductility test. Penetration test we do for hardness actually and for gradation of bitumen. Yes. And your softening point which see thermal sensitivity or susceptibility. Thermal sensitivity, that is how it is sensitive to your thermal changes or susceptibility. Okay. Next question, 61st question. The maximum allowed for elongation index. What is the maximum value allowed for elongation index? Answer this. Straightforward. Maximum value elongation index. Yes, it is B. It is B. B. It is B. Remember this. Huh? B. 62 percentage air void straight question. Percentage air void straight question. GT is given. GM is given. Find out the percentage air voids. B. Straightforward 1 mark question. Okay. Straightforward formula. Percentage air void is equal to theoretical specific gravity minus the actual specific gravity by theoretical specific gravity. Now many students get confused in this. What they do now, they feel it is theoretical or GM. So remember this is actually equal to, you divide, it will become 1 minus GM by GTS. See, this is better formula to remember, na? You will get less confused, na? Yes or no? Tell me. Which formula is less confusing? First one or second one? Which formula is less confusing? First one or second one? if you see many students get confused in this, you know that which formula to use. Sometimes they write this one, they by mistake do this one, right? So therefore remove this confusion, use this one. Yes. And you see, now you will think, sir, it is GT by GM or GM by GT. It should be GM by GT now. Why? Because GTH is greater than GM now. So the numerator has to be less. The numerator has to be less now. If the numerator is more, then what will happen? This value will come more than what? 1, then this will become negative now. Yes. So it has to be GM by GTH. Like this you can remember formulas, right? Okay, so you put the values, how much you are getting? 1 minus 2.33 by 2.42. How much you are getting this value? Answer, final answer, what is the final answer? 62? 3.72 na? Getting 3.72 na? I am getting 3.72. Now how much you are getting? I don't know. 3.72 na? Yes, you will get 3.72. It should be GM by GT and denominator GT will come. Remember this much, okay? Now you will not get confused. 63rd question. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the standard Excel load for Tridem Excel. The standard Excel load for Tridem Excel 63. We are going fast. Very good, very good. For Tridem, there is something known as tandem. Tridem, what is the answer? For Tridem, the standard Excel load is 224 kilonewton. Remember this value. For tandem, it is 148 kilonewton. Okay, and for standard, for single axle, see, for single axle with wheel on both sides, so 2 wheels on each side, that is 80, and 1 wheel on each side, that is 65. Nothing is mentioned, only single axle, then this is the answer, right? Arey, ye kya ho gaya? Okay, 80. Okay, and tandem is what? Tandem is 2 axles are combined like this, and then 2 wheels on each side. This is tandem, right? Okay, and tridem means 3 are there. Yes, and then I can say 2 wheels on each side. See, in these 2 hours, not only you are solving tell me the amount of explanation I am giving. Are you solving only 100 questions or are you actually solving more than 200 questions? Tell me. See, the explanation which I am giving, actually you are solving only 100 questions. No, right? You are not solving only 100 questions. You are solving more than that actually. Question number 64. A very easy question. Answer this. Easy question. Dowel bars are provided at where we provide these dowel bars? We have now solved so many things. Tell me, dowel bars are provided where? Dowel bars are provided where? Fast, very fast. Come on, fast. Yes, transverse joint. Dowel bars, transverse joint. And in transverse, we have 2 types of joint: contraction and expansion. See, and both contraction and expansion we provide dowel bars. In longitudinal, we provide your tie bars. Remember this. 65th question. Okay, the total thickness of the pavement by modified CBR method depends on the CBR value of which layer? Okay, when we are using modified CBR method, then the CBR, if you remember that, we find out how? We find out the thickness of the pavement by the design traffic. From the design traffic, yes, and we have curves like this for different CBRs, right? For CBR suppose 5%, for CBR suppose 3%, suppose CBR 2%. We have different curves. So this CBR is for which one? It is of which layer? It is for the subgrade only. This CBR which we choose, that is CBR for what? Subgrade only. Yes. अरे बाबा इतना बड़ा कैसे हो गया ये? अरे छोटा भी नहीं हो रहा है, गुस्सा हो गया ये। अरे क्या हो गया? माँ, ये बंद हो गया। सॉरी। खुल जाएगा, अभी रुक जाओ, उसको गुस्सा हो गया था। अरे सब चला गया इसमें तो। ओके ठीक है, नो प्रॉब्लम। दैट वाज विच क्वेश्चन नंबर? क्वेश्चन नंबर 65 ना? Yeah, yes. This is the answer. Yes, subgrade only. Okay, for subgrade only. Okay. Next question. Next question. Okay. Only subgrade. Next question. Answer this. In plate bearing test, if load is applied in the form of inflated type of wheel, right? Means when you are considering tire load, okay, then we consider the plate as which type of plate? Flexible plate or rigid plate or semi-rigid or semi-elastic. In plate bearing test, if you are using wheel load, okay, using wheel load, and this wheel load is what? Your inflated type of wheel. Okay, inflated tire we can say. It's considered as what? It is considered as flexible plate. It is considered as what? Flexible plate. Yes. And therefore we use this equation na, delta is equal to how much? 1.5, right? PA by ES, because this is for flexible plate we use, right? Yes. And for rigid plates, when we use the plate load, for plate load test, plate load, right, when we use the plate actually, that time we use 1.18, right? Yes. And this was question number how much? I think it was question number 65, na? 66. It's question number 66. Okay. Okay, question number 67 then. Question number 67. The minimum size of aggregate considered for flakiness and elongation test. The minimum size of aggregate considered for flakiness and elongation test. Directly theoretical question. Directly theoretical question. Answer this. Minimum size of aggregate considered for flakiness and elongation test. 6.3. Direct. 6.3. 68. Bitumen is soluble in what? Bitumen is soluble in what? Bitumen is soluble in calcium disulfide or carbon tetrachloride, or both of them or none of them. It is soluble in carbon tetrachloride. Remember, carbon tetrachloride. Okay. Next, 69. Penetration test on bitumen. Actually, on bitumen it should write. On bitumen is conducted to determine what? Penetration test is conducted to determine what? I just told na. Penetration test, for why we conduct, I just told sometime before. Yes, sometime before we told. Yes, it is for what? It is for hardness. It is for hardness of the bitumen. Okay. Next, question number 70. The minimum ductility value for bitumen with grades more than 45. Yes. अरे भाई ये क्या हो? हाँ सही है। अरे क्या हो रहा? आज हमारा दिन थोड़ा खराब है, बट हमने ठीक कर दिया, एडजस्ट कर दिया. So today was a day to make us feel that everything cannot go our way, and we should be what? We should be little humble, and we should be having little patience. Yes. So what is the answer to this? 75 mm, 70 meter. Means when you conduct this ductility test, what will happen? When you stretch it, the bitumen film, then it breaks at a particular distance. You can say length. So that length is how much? That length is 75 centimeter. So answer is 75. Then 71st question. This question is just I explained. Tell me the ratio of deflection. The ratio of deflection at the center for flexible plate and rigid plate of same diameter. Ratio of deflection. Deflection equation just I wrote na. Answer this. So we are going fast towards 100. We'll score our century today. The ratio of deflection at the center of the flexible plate and rigid plate of same diameter, it is 1.27. For flexible 1.5 equation I use, and for rigid I use 1.18. So it is 1.27. Understood? Next, 76 recommended camber. This I have explained many times. For WBM, water bound macadam, what is the answer? The recommended camber. I have also made this, remember this answer, 50-60 then 50-40 and then 40-33, yes, and then 33-25. See, the camber slope is what? 1 in n, and you can remember these are the values of n. These are values of n. Okay, you see 50-50, 40-40, 33-33. I have remembered in this way. And this is 60 and this is what? 25. And this is for high rainfall. And this is for low rainfall. Yes. And this is for high rainfall. Right. And this is for cement concrete and high bituminous. Yes. And this is for low bituminous, or I can say thin bituminous. And then your thin bituminous, and this is for what? This is for WBM. 1 second. Yeah, correct, na? Yes. This is for WBM and gravel road, right? And this is for earth. Yes. So it is what? WBM. So 1 in 33 to 1 in 40. Okay. So this way you can remember the table. I have explained in some video, I forgot, but I have explained. 73rd question. Right of way is summation of width of what? Right of way. See, everything is covered. You see, I have covered everything. All the type of questions which they can ask in the 1 mark questions. Okay, and your things, answer is B. See, this is carriageway. This is carriageway. Yes. This is the shoulders. And then we have some margin, right? Some margin. This is the shoulder and this is the margin. So this carriageway plus shoulder plus margin is the right of way. Okay. Question number 74th. Grade compensation. Grade compensation. Directly asked to grade compensation, not the compensated gradient. They asked the grade compensation. Grade compensation is what? 75 by R or how much? 30 plus R by R. Whichever is minimum. Whichever is minimum. Answer this. Straightforward question. We are going fast. Come on, come on. Don't lose your patience. Okay. Eat something and drink juice, milk. 0.38. This will come 0.38, and this is no need to calculate also. You see, it will come actually 0.375. You see, there is no need to calculate. This will be how much? 230 by 200. This will be obviously more than 1%. Na? Yes. This will be obviously more than 1%. So obviously this will be the minimum. Na? So why need to calculate 0.38? 75. The stages of survey when you are going for a new alignment highway project. What is the answer? What is the stages? What is the stages? In sequential order. See, very easy. First you do the map study, then you do this, whatever the pronunciation is, then the preliminary survey, and then final location and detailed survey. Okay, so many students think that preliminary survey, so it will come first. No. MRPF, CRPF come. Okay. Okay. MRPF. Okay. Okay. So first you do your map study. Okay. First you do the map study. Okay. Okay. Oh, very good. Okay. Next, 76th. 76 is a straightforward question from what? 76 is a straightforward questions from where? From the Western signal design. Directly the formula is what? 1.5 into the lost time, okay, plus 5 by 1 minus the sum of critical sum ratio. Very straightforward. Answer this question. I am not solving this. I am not solving this. You tell me what is the cycle length. Come on. Fast. See, if you see, I have included more those questions which you study less. Okay, I have included less numericals, but yes, some numericals directly which can be asked, I have included that. 58 seconds. The answer is 58 seconds. So you see, total cycle, per cycle, total lost time is given. So directly L is given. This is directly L. I can say this is your Y1, Y2, yes. And then this is, I can say saturation flow is Q1 is equal to Q2 is equal to 1600. So I can say Y1 will be Y1 plus Y2, capital Y will be how much? Q1 plus Q2, that is Y1 plus 3. No, no, it's Y1, no. This is actually flow 1, right? I can say flow 1, flow 2. This will be 500, 800 by 1600, right? It is actually 0.5. Yes, so if you solve this, you can get 58 seconds. Next question, 77th. Straightforward. Straightforward. Stop sign. Straightforward. Straightforward. Answer is D. This is an exception, octagonal. Circular we use for what? For mandatory. Circular we use for what? Mandatory. Now no need to remember all the symbols in the world. Not required. Not applying for traffic police. Okay. You should know the shape. So mandatory, or I can say your regulatory, right? Your regulatory. Okay. Or prohibitory, right? Means you have to follow it. Prohibitory. If you don't follow, then you will be sent to very beautiful place. And this is for what? This is for warning. Okay, this is for what? Warning, or I can say cautionary, right? It is to give you caution. Yes, that sharp turn is there, you don't follow. Sharp turn is there, you don't follow. Okay, okay, don't follow. No problem. Your risk. Yes. And this is what? This is your rectangular. This is your rectangular. This is for what? Triangular for this. What is for rectangular? Tell me. Rectangular is for information, like you know, some petrol pump is there and other stuff. 78. Okay, answer this question. Straightforward question. Now some questions of traffic engineering I have included. Answer this question. The maximum number of vehicles, that is what? Vehicles per hour. This is nothing but the flow they are asking. What is the flow equation? What is the flow equation? Yes, yes. You see, the flow equation is what? It is nothing but, you see, K into V. And in this all equations, only A option has B in the numerator. No need to see anything else. Yes or no? You see, Q is K into B. In all options, only one option, you know, B is. Sometimes you can use smart logic also. And this is what? This is 1000 by S. And your S is what? S is your length of the vehicle plus clear spacing. Yes, so answer. 79th question. Okay, answer this question. I normally give the 79th questions because many students get confused in 79th. Let us see that. Are you getting confused or not? Come on, fast. बड़ा slow चल रहा है. 22 questions to go. Very good, Vishnu. Sabbas. The answer is 85th because it is asked what? Highest safe speed. 98 is design speed. Okay. 98th is design speed. Highest safe speed is 85th percentile, and 15 is the lower safe speed. Okay. Next question. 80. Fast. Come on, now fast. Load stress is given, warping stress is given, frictional stress is given, and it is summer. Summer means what will happen to friction? I have told earlier. Summer means friction will be compressive. Means friction will be compressive. I have already discussed that, right? Compressive means you have to subtract, right? So net tension will be how much? 210 load stress. Warping stress is 290, but the frictional stress is negative. Why? Because this is compressive. That is equal to 490. Question number 81. While conducting the softening point test on bitumen, the result is expressed in what? Answer this. Doing this obtaining point on ring and ball apparatus, right? You are forming a film, then you're placing a ball, right? And then what you are measuring basically? What you measure basically in this thing? You increase the temperature, and the temperature at which this ball falls down, that is the softening point. Okay, that is the softening point. Question number 82. Which of the following binders is best suited for repair work of bituminous during rainy weather? During rainy weather, which is best suited for repair work? 82 question. Which is best suited for repair work? It is straightforward question actually. Yes, it is bituminous emulsion. See, cutback bitumen also is used for repair work, but for rainy, bitumen emulsion is best. 83rd question. In Marshall testing of bituminous mixes, as the bitumen content increases, okay, what happens to your flow value? That flow value I told, right? Yes, flow value I told, right? What happens to flow value? It increases monotonically, means keeps on increasing, right? It keeps on increasing. The flow value keeps on increasing. It follows like this. Yes. Flow is the deformation, right? Flow is the deformation. So as you increase the bitumen, the flow percentage will increase. Flow value will increase. Now why I put this question? I am telling you why I put this question. Sometimes they will ask you the graph. Sometimes they will ask you like in words. So from the words also you have to answer. Sometimes they give you 4 graphs and tell you which is the right graph. Or they express like this: increases, decreases, monotonically increases, decreases. Understood? So from the language also you should know how to solve. 84th question. Okay, very good. Answer this. When a bituminous surfacing is done on already existing black top road over existing cement concrete road, or either we are putting surfacing on an existing black top or an existing cement concrete, the type of treatment is known as what? This is which coat? This is tack coat. So tack coat is applied on a black, or I can say impervious layer, or we can say existing. See, if you have an existing black layer or bituminous layer, then what will happen? Bituminous or some cement concrete, or what will happen? It will be relatively impervious, right? So that is tack coat. Prime coat we apply on what? It is on impervious. Prime coat we apply on impervious, like water-bound macadam or no impervious layers. And seal coat we apply where? This is on the surface. So suppose this is base, this is surface. So seal coat is applied on the top for providing what? We can say complete water tightening. Yes, this is seal coat. So answer is A. 84. 85th question. Oh, we are going towards the end. Yeah, 100. Yeah. According to IRC, what is the maximum stripping value to be used in bituminous construction while using for surface tracing? So stripping value test is for what? For testing the adhesion with bitumen. So how much we allow? Yes, we allow 25%. So 25% is allowed. At suppose we have a aggregate like this, and suppose you have coated with bitumen. So after it is placed in water and heated and all. So that means some amount of bitumen will come. Okay. So this part is what? Stripped. This is stripped part of the aggregate. So this stripped part should be what? Less than equal to, this stripped part should be what? Should be less than equal to 25% of the total area. Understood? So it is what? C. 86th question. Length of transition curve. Shift value is how much? It is your length of the transition curve square divided by 24R. Straightforward formula. Answer this. Straightforward formula, shift formula for transition curves. Length is given 240 square divided by 24 into radius is given 600. Straightforward, right? So how much are getting this? Fast. B, yes, I am getting 4 meter. Very good. 87. Solve this. Chalo, solve this. Okay, so for elevation and temperature, this is the corrected length 2845, and the gradient is given 0.5 percentage. So what is the revised or final runway length? Solve this. What is the final runway length? You are going to reach 8. Come on, fast. 13 questions to go. Answer is D. Yes. See, 0.5%. For 1% the increase is how much? 20% na. So for 0.5% it will be how much? 10% increase. 10% increase means what? 1.1 times of 2845. So that is how much? 13130. 88 question, straightforward question. The percentage of time in a year during which the crosswind component remains within limit is known as what? So if you have an aeroplane, we know that crosswind is what? Crosswind is, suppose this is the wind direction, this is the crosswind component, right? So this has to be within limits. So the percentage of time it remains within limit is known as what? It is known as wind coverage. It is known as what? Wind coverage. Yes. And this wind coverage should be what? It should be greater than or equal to 95%. So I can say 95% of time the crosswind component should be within its limits, because this crosswind components is not good for the landing of or taking off this particular aeroplane. 89th question. This formula, pehchan kon? This formula we just saw some time before. So radius of relative stiffness, L, which is the right formula? Sometimes they will ask you direct formula also. What is the right formula for this? Yes. It is EH cube. Remember certain things. It is cube here, it is square here, and this is 1 by 4. Next question. 90 question. So when we do coning of wheel for railways, so this coning slope is how much? We do the coning, right? So what is the coning slope? This slope is how much? Answer is 1 in 20. Very good. 91st question. The magnitude of super elevation provided in Indian Railway for broad gauge. Super elevation or cant, I can say. Now what is the cant equation? GB square by, I can say, GR, right? This is the formula, right? GB square by GR. Yes. Now see, this is in, I can say kilometer, millimeter per second. Or I can put it in what? Capital G, capital V square. This is in meter per second. 127 R, right? Okay. So if I put this in meter, right? If I want in centimeter, then what I will do? I'll put this value of G. G is how much? It is actually 167.6 centimeter, right? If we see for broad gauge. Then V square by 127 R. You can see only one formula is greater than, this. This is greater than 1. Na? So only one formula is answer is this. 92nd. Okay. Calculate the equivalent radius of resisting section B. Sorry. B. If the ratio of the radius of wheel distribution means what? A. And the thickness of slab is 2. So this A is what? Radius of load distribution, right? So what is the equivalent radius? Now this is equal to how much? 1.6 A square plus H square square root minus 0.675 H. But this is when? This is when A by H is less than 1.724. When A by H is greater than 1.724, what will happen? Then B is equal to A. Yes. Now see here, A by H is 2. So I'll apply this one. A, B is equal to A. So they're asking you B. So B is equal to A. Now A is how much? A is 2H now. A is 2H and H is given how much? You see, H is given 20 centimeter because this is the thickness. 20 centimeter slab is thickness. So khatam. B is equal to A is equal to 2 into 20. That is how much? 40 centimeters. Question number 93. Answer this straightforward question. And 93rd question was ESE 2020 question. Others questions are also asked some years. Okay. Some questions I remember that which year they have asked. Okay. Some questions I remember that which year they have asked. So answer this question. So more 7 questions to go. Come on, fast. You see, in ESE also they will ask you lot of theoretical straightforward question. Straightforward, right? So this answer is what? Eccentric loading. This answer is what? Eccentric loading. Next question, 94th question, answer this. See, what is the question? Question is which is not the correct type of critical load position. See, we consider interior, we consider edge and corner. These 3 we consider. We don't consider nothing called eccentric loading condition, right? Okay. So this is not. 94th question. Okay. Okay. So number of sleepers. How we find out the number of sleepers? It is the sleeper density. Yes. It is the sleeper density, right, divided by what? The length of one rail. Length of rail into the distance in which you are trying to find out, right? So sleeper density is given what? M plus 5. Length of rail is actually M, right? Is M length of rail into what? Distance is given how much? 640 meter. So you see M is given how much? Length of rail is given 12.8. So it becomes 17.8 divided by 12.8 into 640. If you calculate, you'll get around 890, right? You'll get around 890. So answer is what? Your 900. Yes. Again, it is ESE 2020 questions. I forgot to mention the question which are asked in ESE some years. You see, they will ask you straightforward question. Yes. And tell me this question they can ask you in UPPSC, they can ask you in TSPSC, they can ask you in JKSSB, they can ask you in many examinations, right? Okay. Now next question. This question was asked in GATE actually, GATE 2021. Answer this. So reaching how much? 95th. Oh, great. See, 95 questions we solved. Are you seeing that I am tired? No, I am not tired. Yes. The super elevation when lateral friction is developed fully. Whenever they write this, use the equation E plus F is equal to B square by 127. Because they have mentioned that lateral friction is developed. So what is the lateral friction value? We should take 0.15. Super elevation you can find out. B square is how much? 80 square by 127 R minus 0.15. How much are you getting this answer? You are getting 0.05. Get. This is direct. Get 1 mark. It will get 1 mark or 2 mark question. I am forgetting. But get question. You see. Now tell me this question they can ask in JKSSB also, TSPSC also, UPPSC also, MPPSC also. 96th. The ideal shape of vertical curves is what? The ideal shape of vertical curve. This is also GATE 2021 question. The ideal shape of vertical curves is what? Ideal shape of vertical curves. You see, again 1 more question of GATE. It will become the question for your this. This is answer is parabolic. We use parabolic. Ideal shape is parabolic. Ideal shape of vertical curves means what? Summit or your valley. You see this equation, length of vertical curves, what? Ns square by 4.4. Ns square by 4.4. Ns square or Ns square for valley curves. Ns square plus 1.5. 0.035 S. S square. Understood? So parabolic. Okay. Next. 97th question. 97th question. The CBR load for 2.5 mm penetration was found to be 123 kg. What is the CBR percentage? Solve and give me the answer. Fatak se give me the answer. You're reaching 100 questions. You see, 100 questions we solved. You see. So much of coverage. 9%? Yes. You see, this is 123. Load I will take 1370 into 100. You see, it is looking 9% now. It is looking 9%. 9%. 98. The number of major conflict points at intersection when two roads, both two lane and two way, okay, they are meeting at an intersection. So what is the major conflict points? See, we have major conflict points, we have minor conflict points, we have total conflict points. Okay, so major is 16, minor is 8, total is 24. Remember this. They have asked the major conflict point, answer is B. Minor is 8 and total is 24. Question number 99. Submit comes are designed for comfort criteria, side distance criteria, both A and B. Submit comes are designed for comfort criteria, side distance criteria, both A and B, or none of this. Submit comes. Only site distance. Only site distance. Valley curves are designed for two things. Valley curves are designed for night side distance, right? For night side distance, so I can say headlight side distance, right? And your comfort criteria. Yes, your comfort criteria. But the summit curves are only designed for what? Only designed for side distance. Okay, comfort is not a problem in summit curves. Okay. 100. Last question of the day. Ooh, traffic engineering. Saturation headway is given. Jam density is given. The free mean speed is asked. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, solve this question and give me the answer. I'll give you a hint. From this you can find out the maximum flow and there you can solve the question. Tell me the right answer. So around 2 hours we completed 100 questions. Very good. See, Qmax is how much? 3600 divided by what? 2. Yes, that is equal to 1800. And this is equal to, I can say, 90 into VSF by 4. So VSF will be equal to, this I can say will be 20. So 80 km per hour. So you see, two concepts we merged, right? Two concepts we merged. A similar question was asked in GATE. ESE. In ESE they have asked a similar question. 80 km per hour. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the day. Hope you enjoyed this session. Okay, hope you enjoyed this session. Also, I have taken many sessions like this. So if you want to get the link of those sessions, okay, so I'll request you, you can message to my number. Okay, I'll give you the link for the YouTube session. Also, I'll connect you to a particular team. They will mail you the things. Okay, this is my number. If you want the link for other sessions, I have taken for many sessions like this. So please to attend these sessions, and you can see that we have mixed. Okay, I have mixed so many concepts, right? And you see 100 questions. Do you can you tell me any part we left in transportation engineering? Any part we left for transportation engineering? No, no. Yes. And you see, I didn't go into too much of numericals also, because our aim was today to solve questions on what? On GATE 1 mark question, direct questions from ESE, yes, and also for state examinations and for SSCG. So keep on attending such sessions. I will be conducting the next session after some days, 10-12 days. Okay. So today at 9 PM, Abhinav sir will be solving the most expected question. This will be for GATE. Okay, GATE. Okay, at 9 PM. Engineering mechanics, I told now after this I will tell. Wait, 9 PM. 9 PM, sir will take 9 PM. And 10:45 today will be giving you the schedule of Maha Marathon. So please attend today this session. We'll be discussing that what is different in this year. Okay. Also, I will tell you timetable now. So from tomorrow, 4th to 16, there will be marathon. Okay. In this will be orienting for GATE only. For GATE only we will do. For GATE only. Okay. And after 16, I will come up with mathematics series. Okay. Mathematics series. Okay. After that means from 17, I can say, right? From 17th we will start the mathematics. Okay. From 17th of January. Okay. Okay. And in this Maha Marathon, which is for GATE only, that also I will take some subjects. Okay. And after 17, I will take 2 sessions like this. One for fluid mechanics, 100 questions. Okay. 100 questions, okay. And second, for environmental, I told, right, environmental 200 questions, objectives, theoretical questions. हाँ सब पढ़ा देंगे, मैं तो सब पढ़ा दो बस साल भर से पढ़ाई नहीं किया, अभी आगे सब पढ़ा दो, ये पढ़ा दो okay, whatever is possible we will try to cover, okay. Okay, please attend this Maha Marathon series. Engineering mechanics is having less weightage, so first at least try to focus more on environment, geotech, RCC, okay, and then strength of material, okay, focus on that, okay. So Maha Marathon series, all the subjects will be covered, okay. And then, okay, so keep on attending, okay. Any doubt you have, you can message me on my number, or if you want to get the list of other lectures like this which I've taken, like MCQ series which for all the state exams and all, and for GATE 1 mark. Okay, thank you very much then. We'll end the session. Thank you very much. Bye. Okay, bye. Okay, हर्षित पढ़ लिया है. Okay, तो पढ़ो, रिवाइज करो सारा. Okay, bye.